Back with you. It's the Dave Elswick Show, final hour. Man, we've moved along really quickly today. I hope you've been with us during the show. If you haven't, Paul is here now. We started off with Bible Guys. That was really a good segment today, by the way, and you should go back and listen to it. And then at 8 o'clock, Paul came waltzing in and set him down and started talking with him. And we talked a lot about what's going on in Iran and other things. So we got into that about what President Trump is doing. And then in the last hour, we were joined by my new producer. That's right, new producer of the show. Maybe new as far as being a producer of the show, but not new to Dave Elswick listeners, and that is Val Emmons.
Hello.
Has joined us, and it's good to have her in the studio now.
Glad to be back.
It's been fun. It's been fun. All right, so I was getting two stories mixed up. There was a story that I was following and had followed, and I've talked about it on the show, about the lady that was hired at UALR Law School.
I think it was University of Arkansas, not the one in Little Rock.
No, he's talking about the one that he thought.
Okay,
that's
okay,
what I
sorry.
thought.
Oh, we're mixing up.
And then she was hired and then was writing stuff about Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
And basically, he's a Nazi and all that other crap that they like to say. By the way, if you have a question about what is a Nazi, there is a very good series on right now on Prime. Netflix. On Netflix. Hitler and Nazism. You should watch it, all right? And you will understand how stupid you sound.
I mean, we're not lining people up and shooting them.
I
We're
agree.
sending them home.
Absolutely. Do you know when they took over Czechoslovakia, do you know how many people they lined up at the edge of pits and shot them?
And just dumped them in.
300,000.
But this generation doesn't know that, Dave.
And
they
then
don't get it.
And then they went to go to gas because they want to industrialize it and be able to do it quicker.
More efficient. Huh?
And on top of that, they were finding out that it was having mental issues on the soldiers who were having to shoot these people in the back of their heads.
Yeah.
So it's
they just
better for mental health if they can gas them without having to look at them.
Yeah, so you don't have to watch them die.
like the museum in D.C.
Yeah,
that's
terrible.
Yeah.
Right, but we do need to remember that I don't think Nazi Germany started off murdering a bunch of people. They started off with their baby steps toward the socialism.
They take away your guns. It's the first thing he did.
Sure. And so I think it's not totally inappropriate to suggest, hey, y'all are marching toward Nazism with some of this government oppression, and you want to take away our
But
guns.
on the left.
Yeah, on the left.
And they're
Thank
hurling
you
at
for
us.
clarifying.
Yeah, on the left. And there's maybe some hints of that with some of the people on the right with some of their authoritarian ideologies as well. But especially when you see that, well, we're going to take away their rights to keep guns. You're going to take away their rights to make their own decisions, how they run their businesses, who they're allowed to associate with.
You know what I think is interesting is the old story that comes in that's interesting is, a socialist comes and sees you and you got 2 cows and they take one. A communist comes and takes both cows and then gives you a cup of milk. And a capitalist,
Offers to buy milk from you.
Offers to buy milk from you so that you'll raise more cows. And it's kind of interesting that's come back up again.
Right, and so the thing with free market capitalism, if you want to call it that, is that everybody gets richer when we trade. Mm-hmm. When we barter and trade with each other, you have milk and I've got arrowheads. And guess what?
But you got to understand something. And I look back on the Chinese communists, the CCP, and we thought that would work, all right, that if we help them build their economy and they went with some capitalist beliefs that they would be a freer people.
No.
They forgot that the communists don't let you think anything but communist thoughts, and you're doing what you're doing to better only the state. Mm-hmm. That's why
They're
you do
brainwashed.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And
They
there's
really
billions
are.
of them now.
Yeah.
Billion Chinese.
But there's not as many Chinese. They're not the most populous country anymore
India.
because they are not. Well, India is, and it's because they put forth that whole thing about you couldn't have any girls, and they were killing
Oh, they
except
were
for
under
one,
bridges and everything.
and
That's
because they done that
They would send them here.
in about
They would send their daughters here. Like when I was in college, my ex-husband worked for a Chinese restaurant, and the owner, after they had two, they sent them here and then kept the boy in China.
Well, because
The wife was here with the.
Because
They
they
would come
wanted-
back and forth,
he wanted
but the wife
him
was
to
here with the
make
daughters.
and keep on moving up in the Chinese Communist Party.
Right.
well, and it's a messed up ideology.
But if they keep on going, there won't be that many Chinese left.
well, because there's a problem is that
They keep killing
that
themselves.
you need females to reproduce, and
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Now-
You can reproduce quickly if you have just a few males and lots of females, but you just can't do it the other way around.
You know, I'm all about moving businesses to India, except that I'm not a big supporter of the caste system in any way, shape, or form.
I'm not a supporter of India.
You know, they've tried to play. They're like Qatar. They try to play both sides of the
Yeah,
fence.
they're working with Russia and China.
Yes, they are.
Well,
The-
but so one of the ways, and I think I appreciate Trump about this, is one of the best ways to avoid war is to do business with everybody, is to be friends with them, and one of the best
You
ways to
can't
make
be friends with everyone, Paul. There's
Well,
always that hater in the back that
sometimes
wants
you
to
can't,
stab
but,
you.
but the thing is, though, that is one of the best ways to avoid war is to
Keep
be
your enemies
to be
close.
business associates.
Let's
to do
let's
business
not
with them.
get lost in what I was saying. All right, that when Nixon and Kissinger tore down the bamboo curtain and they tried to bring China into being a capitalistic nation, they took some of the capitalistic ideas, but they firmly held on to their power to
authoritarian.
the CCP, and now they're no different than they have ever been. They still want to overtake the world.
And that's just been kind of the history of the world. You've had different powers that try to conquer the world. That's how the world has been for thousands of years, and
Since the beginning.
people do that. Evil people do that, and
I don't think it's evil to want. I mean, in China's case, it is because they're just terrible to the people.
well, so
but in our case, like Greenland, like we didn't get to talk about that. Like
but
that's
the thing is that expanding peacefully is different from conquering. And so by right of conquest, RITE, not the RIGHT, but by right of conquest is just piracy. It's just like being a bunch of pirates and you kill people and take
like
their land.
you did when Andrew Jackson kicked the Indians off the
And
land.
so
Yeah.
that's not righteous acquisition of land. That's just
Taking it.
It's murdering.
I think.
Yeah.
I personally
I
think that
completely
we should
agree.
start calling Greenland Trump's folly.
You
I
should
mean,
what?
that's what Trump's
Trump's folly.
folly, because that's what they called Alaska. They called
Oh
it
yeah, no, I
Stewart's
completely
folly.
agree. Like Hawaii,
Yeah.
they didn't want to become part of America either.
No.
Hawaii didn't, but now they are, and now they benefit
Well,
from
and
it.
the thing is that Hawaii doesn't make near as much sense from a
Sugar.
geological standpoint
With sugar.
because they're thousands of miles away from the U.S.
But so isn't Greenland.
Venezuela is actually in America. It's in Central America,
Latin America, right.
So it's part of actual America,
yeah. On the same continent.
And yeah, it's not the same continent; it's in South America. But
but we're all in the Americas.
well, yeah, it's North and South
same,
America,
yeah.
but then Greenland's actually kind of close. Hawaii's
kind of close. False is kind of close.
Kind of.
But we didn't take Hawaii for Hawaii. We took it for the resources. That's
Well,
the same
and
reason
it-
we're taking. We want
strategic
Greenland.
military purposes.
It was
Well,
it
for the
was where
Philippines and yes.
the really first deep water
Japan.
port was built. Was in Hawaii.
Right, but we took it for where it was at
Strategically.
Strategic
or against
military.
the Japanese. Yes,
And-
but also for the sugar trade.
You know, I
A
just
lot of sugar.
learned something a couple of weeks
And
ago.
now we have
and
diabetes.
Yeah, right.
we
right.
were-
It's karma.
Sugar-
It's called
sugar
karma.
doesn't cause diabetes. The whole thing about when you look at America, I just learned that what is it? I'm trying to think now. Trump is the Monroe Doctrine. That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to. The Monroe Doctrine. Do you know what we got with on the Monroe Doctrine?
Louisiana?
Because that's had to do with Spain. We got Puerto Rico,
No.
and we got Guam.
Guam. Okay.
How do we get Guam out of it? Guam's like 10,000 miles
It
away.
was owned at that time by
Spain.
Spain and Portugal. You go to Guam, and the Chamorro people are not the people that most people think are on Guam. Guamanians. Well, there's people who live on Guam, but they're not the indigenous people of Guam. The Chamorro people are. I used to always love them because they would when they say hello to you, it was half a day. I used to say that was how much they worked.
Half a day.
Half a day.
Half a day.
That's about what they.
We learned a new word.
But I loved Guam. I'd go back to Guam in a moment. Got some of the best beaches you'll ever see. There, Guam is a place that the Japanese people go to go honeymoon for their honeymoons, basically, and it's
but you don't think of
great
that.
place.
Like you don't think of the beauty of it when you think of and like Honduras and places like that. You don't think of the beauty of it because just you think third world country and stuff like that. And
well, Guam's no third world country,
right?
They're
But
totally
I mean, just
westernized.
Yeah, but you don't think that when you hear the word Guam. I hear outside toilet. That's what I think of. You know what I mean? Like,
no, not that way.
Yeah,
not that way. I lived in Dededo when I was on Guam for 2.5 years. So I lived on the economy amongst the people.
You actually lived out in the. So when I was there,
I loved it, man.
When I was there as a child, we were on base housing. And so we were. I remember the concrete block homes and.
Was your dad Air Force?
Navy.
Oh, he's down in
He was
Big
an officer
Navy.
in the Navy. Yeah.
Okay, so he was big Navy at the. That is an important place because you got Big Navy, and Big Navy is the only deep water port that we have in that area.
So, but he was on land. He never spent time on board ship at all. He was always.
He would have loved
on
it.
shore.
I'm sure.
I doubt he would
have.
have.
If your dad was still around, I'd love to. I did talk to him when you guys came out to do something at my house one time.
Yeah.
I talked to him several times.
I think he was maybe in remission from his cancer when we came out to your house that time.
Yeah, he was in good shape.
He was actually. He when he was in remission, he went back to playing basketball with his buddies. But
all right, so
but yeah,
we got news coming up. I'm trying to figure out. I can't get to my clock, and it's driving me nuts.
So we're at 10:18 right now. But.
Okay. Oh well, it's the first break, so I'm not worried. I'll take it here in just a second. Let me take it by saying, when you think about getting your roof fixed, you don't call, you go online and you talk to the folks at PI Roofing. PI Roofing knows everything there is to know about residential roofing and commercial roofing. You got a flat roof, and you say, well, it leaks, and you say, well, all flat roofs leak. Not true. Means that somebody didn't do you a good job, and PI Roofing will. They seal those roofs off so they don't leak. They really get up on there and they look for areas that might leak, and then they fix them. They do the same thing with your residential roof. They'll come out once a year if you ask them to do it. They'll come out and walk your roof and make sure it's in good shape, because as far as your roof goes, it's your last defense against the natural elements that is outside your home. So you want to make sure no leaks, no problems as far as your roof is concerned. They'll deal with your insurance folks. They will deal with you and taking you up on the roof if you want to and show you the problems, but they'll take pictures as well so they can show the folks at the insurance companies where the problems are also. Best way to find out about getting somebody out to take care of your work that you need on your roof is just go to piroofing.com. That's piroofing.com. I just got a thing on my my phone, and I want to read this, and then we're going to go back and talk about some issues. If there's food in your fridge, clothes on your body, a roof above your head, and a bed to sleep in, you're richer than 75% of the world. If you have some money and the freedom to move, you're already in the top 18%. If your body is healthy today, you're luckier than 1 million people who won't survive the week. If you can read this, see this, understand this, you're more fortunate than 3 billion people who can't. You're already living someone else's prayer. So pause, breathe, and be thankful. So good stuff. Good stuff.
We are living in...
Oh, we live like kings.
Oh, we are. Right. I mean, well, the thing is, though, 500 years ago, probably most kings could not have very much of what poor people in America have.
Oh, no. Well, they didn't even have... They had indoor plumbing, but it just went down a shaft and landed at the bottom on the ground.
And they might have... Some of them even had some indoor water.
Yeah.
Some... like running water, but it may have been coming through lead pipes, and so their children ended up messed up from their from birth defects and whatnot.
Is that what's wrong with the left?
Okay, so we started talking about this story, but I got off on saying what I had gotten confused with. So I'll turn to Val because she's the one who sent me the story. Go.
Oh,
You're up.
You want me to talk about it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you didn't say that part. I wasn't ready. Hang on.
All
So
right.
this is about the
the University of Arkansas Law
dean.
School. The dean was
At
they
U of
gave her
A.
a job. They offered her the job, and then 5 days later, so the January 9th, they offered her the job, and then January 12th they rescinded the offer because they went. When it was announced that she was going to be the one that they were looking to hire, a lot of state senators and state congressmen, and Tim Griffin,
they got to looking
at her background, and they saw that she had wrote an amicus brief for.
She signed on to one.
Yes, she signed on to one. I'm sorry, she didn't write it. You're right, and she signed on to one in support of trans men
Athletes.
in female sports.
Yep.
And as some of the senators were saying, Bart Hester commented on it, I think, and it wasn't really talked about on the THV and the the bigger channels. Fox didn't talk about it, so that's why I was like, why? Because it happened the 12th.
So the Democrats are coming unhinged about this.
They don't want to upset
Right.
those
So
people.
the Democrats are coming unhinged about
Yeah,
this.
but you think
and so there's talking about how terrible it is that she's
called it
having her
unconstitutional that they were that is
Well,
not unconstitutional.
They're saying that she's having her First Amendment rights violated
How?
by saying that she's not allowed to
She wasn't
express her
given the
opinions.
job,
But
though.
the thing is, the reality is that if you support this notion of transgender ideology, you've got some problems. You shouldn't be in leadership in a tax-funded university or any kind of tax-funded organization. If you really think
That part.
that a
teaching kids
that a man can become a woman
Just because they believe it.
just because they want to, or because you want to give them drugs to make them into a woman. I'm sorry.
Right.
You can't make me into a woman. There's nothing you can do to do it. I mean, it's just there's nothing you can do.
You know what?
can give me drugs that'll make me grow hair in weird places, or make me stop growing hair in
You
places.
already got hair everywhere,
Or
Mom.
you can give me drugs that will probably give me mammary capacity. You can't make me a woman.
Man boobs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, something like that. But you can't make me into a woman. There's nothing you can do to do that.
And men have more agility than women in certain things, and
Well,
I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny I'm a woman.
That's not a secret. You will not see a female win weightlifting competitions.
Right.
In the
Well, I mean, if it's
on the
a
upper
scrawny
levels.
guy.
Well, on the upper
On the
levels,
upper
you
levels,
won't
right.
see it.
Right.
Just
And the thing about it is, though, is the ACLU, they were like, oh, this is disgraceful. Okay, hello. What happened to women's rights? You're literally, I think
it's
that's
funny.
crazy.
I think some of it is funny just because we've had some of this women's lib stuff that's been saying, well, women can do anything men can do, which is absolutely ridiculously stupid.
When
They
did
can't do
the
it.
liberals start hating women?
Yeah, because
That's what I don't understand. Is it when the gay men wanted to be women? Is that when they started hating women?
I don't know, but the thing is though that you allow men to choose to be women and let them play in women's sports. Women can't compete.
No, we can't.
Women,
and it's wrong.
Women
it takes
will
away
disappear from women's
That's
sports.
the whole
What-
reason
what
we
you'll-
have women's sports.
Yep.
What you'll end up with is men's sports and gay men's sports.
Right, exactly. So why don't they have gay men's sports?
cross-dresser sports.
Why
is
don't
what
they
you end
have
up
trans sports? I don't. Let the trans people compete against each other.
with. Nobody watch it.
Well, there's not enough of them, and that's my point.
Well, but there's
not enough trans people
there's-
in this world to even make up a sport.
There's becoming a bunch of them, but the reality is, who wants to watch a bunch of cross-dressers play football?
Other cross-dressers. But my point about it is,
All
Paul,
six of them?
You see all of this stuff is saturated when only 0.06% of the population. We're literally catering to 0.06% of the population.
Even if it was 4% of the population,
Not even enough
the
people to make a
reality
sports team.
the reality is that we don't need to be coddling and encouraging people with mental illness to remain in mental illness.
But the reason we are is what I'm trying to tell you.
Them.
It's in everything. Every movie you watch, there's a gay scene. Every stupid
and homosexuality
sitcom,
is different.
there's a gay person.
And
Like it has been like
I agree.
ingrained
I
more
agree.
than
That's-
any
it's-
of the disabled people aren't even represented.
It's gross, and it's one of those things that it's a sin issue that they're trying to push on people. But the thing is,
they've already pushed it.
Oh, they have. But the thing is, the transgender thing is different from homosexuality, in my opinion. The homosexuality thing
completely.
It's a moral issue. The trans thing is a psychological.
We'll
problem.
pick it up after the break. It's time for your news. Here we come back. All right, back with you here on the Dave Elswick Show. Paul Calvert is in the studio. So is Val Emmons. Wait, Val Emmons is here? Yeah, she is. She's the new producer of the Dave Elswick Show. And it's good to have her back, in working with me, and it's going to make the show that much better, I'll guarantee it.
It feels like I'm, you know, how like you don't forget how to ride a bike. Dang it, this phone.
Yeah.
It feels like that again. Like it's just like, of course, I've been doing a podcast too.
It's just the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, right.
You know? It's the way it's supposed to be.
It's easy when it's how it's supposed to be.
Now that you're here, I'll have you set up. I want you to get Christian Olson.
Oh, yep, I did a podcast with Christian.
I want to get on.
Brian Norris.
No, Ryan will be on tomorrow. He'll be here. I'm trying to think who else I'm thinking here.
You need to get Ash.
Who
you need to get Micah.
Who was on our teen panel?
Your young Republicans.
The teen panel.
Yes,
that was
it was
Josh Mesker.
Whitney.
Josh Mesker,
Whitney.
and Whitney.
Yes,
Used to be Davis.
Those
I don't even remember what her.
Yeah, I don't know. I only remember her
new name is.
Yeah, I don't know
Whitney.
what her name
And then
Whitney.
I think
so Mesker, Whitney,
and Olson,
Christian.
and then Yang.
Ken Yang.
Ken Yang.
Yeah.
You know who I've been in contact with?
Who's that?
Angie.
Oh, have you?
Angie moved to Destin.
Angie Davis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Angie moved to Destin?
This year. Her and Brian picked up and moved to Destin.
They got off their farm?
Yep. They sold it.
Holy cow.
Angie, if you're listening, we're going to have you call in one day.
Is that because of
Their mom.
bad memories because of
No.
Dallas?
Well, I mean, no, not Dallas. That was our other son.
Well, he was
no,
there.
I think they just... no, Dallas wasn't Destin. Yes,
Yeah.
Dallas moved to Destin. No, I think it was just she just wanted to change. I mean, that's like I did. I just picked up and moved
I
to
know she
Pensacola.
got all kinds of crap because she had that lingerie store.
Well, she was doing the boudoir, and she did really
would
well
take
with that.
pictures. You know, she would take pictures of
She
them.
was
and
doing
stuff.
she did really well, and she started a women's group here,
Uh-huh.
and it's out of control. But now she went down there and she started a women's health practice. She has a partner that's the doctor. And her and Brian
Is
bought
it
into
not amazing what this show has birthed?
Oh, I know, right?
It's amazing. I mean, when Christian Olson's running for land commissioner this year, you got you had mentioned who was it?
Ken Yang.
Not Ken Yang.
Oh. Josh Mesker.
Yeah, Josh Mesker. Josh Mesker has been, on
He's been a Justice of the Peace.
Justice of the Peace and all kinds of stuff.
He's been on different campaigns,
and he texted me a few weeks ago and said, we got to do lunch. And no, we got to do the show.
Yeah. I mean, I'm doing
Whitney, too.
I'm doing communications also for Micah Ashby.
Okay.
I don't know. I helped Tom get elected, but now I just kind of feel like he's not doing.
Well,
We'll talk about that. I know.
All right. Yeah, I got more positives for Tom than I got negatives. I mean, the Patriot Act is a big negative. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but $2 million of his dollars come from Arkansas, and the other $10 million comes from Virginia and D.C. and things of that nature. And
Well,
Boozman's just the opposite.
If they want to give him money, I don't. Have
yeah,
any
but who do you
problem with
answer
that.
to? You don't answer to Arkansans.
I don't know. I think he does a pretty good job.
He hasn't brought home anything, Dave.
It's not his case.
Boozman brings home, like, we got I-57 now.
Yeah.
Like, Boozman brings home the bacon for
So,
Arkansas.
but
that's
do we
not-
want bacon or do we want liberty and
That's
justice?
just what I was
okay,
just going to say.
but it's not helping us. Like, we're still beholden.
I'm somewhat concerned about cotton too, because I think some of the same issues that Dave has concerns about is cotton seems to be kind of in favor of the government surveilling us.
Yeah. And when I asked him that question that one time, remember, whenever he was on your show, and I asked him that question about it, and he was like, shh, never called back. Never called back.
The shh is, of course, static,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
he wasn't saying
He wasn't shushing
Yeah.
there. No.
No, he never called back. But I believe that the people of Arkansas deserve some representation. And right now, he's hardly ever here unless there's a photo op or a fundraiser or something of that nature. And he has $1 million home in Virginia, $100,000 apartment here that's 900 square feet.
Yeah,
Where
but
does he live?
well,
Where does he live? He
I don't
needs
know,
to
but-
run in Virginia.
But
I'm just not.
But
that's
that
my
is one
point.
complaint. He's not like some of the other politicians here where they're very accessible. He's just not.
Like
in
Tim,
my
I used to see
experience.
Tim at the airport,
Yeah, Tim.
flying back and forth. I used to see Tim all the time.
And he gives
at
out
the airport.
his Tim. I appreciate
His kids
it.
went to school here. His wife and his kids
Talking
were
about
here.
the Attorney General.
Yes.
Yeah, Tim
well,
Griffin.
back when he was a
Right.
congressman.
Right. So he's very
When he was a
accessible.
congressman, not now.
He's
Right.
very accessible. He gives his cell phone number out all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. So I appreciate Tim for his accessibility. I've never met Tom Cotton, I don't think.
Really? He used to come to the station. He was on our show all the time.
He's really tall.
No, I know.
He's
I've
tall
seen
like
him,
you.
but I don't know that I've ever. I may have shaken his hand one time. I don't know that I've really ever had
because
a
he's
conversation
hardly
with him.
ever here unless it's a
And that's the thing is
fundraiser.
that Bozeman, you can talk to him.
You see Bozeman all the time.
You do see Bozeman from time to time.
I can go to
but-
ZC and see Bozeman
but,
and walk in.
But Tom Cotton's just not very accessible
He's
to
not.
people. He's not. I mean, I would rather have someone like Jason Rapert, who's very
Oh, my
vocal.
goodness.
He gets on Facebook. He'll argue with you on Facebook, which is probably not very good for his
No,
political
no
career.
to Jason
But
Rapert.
but the thing is that I like the fact that he's so vocal and accessible.
Yeah,
I
but
wish-
some of the things he says, he shouldn't
No,
be
I
vocal
know.
about.
I know. It's actually harmful to him from a career
Yeah,
standpoint.
just keep it.
but-
Shut it. That's
but
what
the
he
thing is,
should
though,
say.
I do appreciate the fact that he's so vocal. He talks to voters about different issues. He takes
You
them
know
off
where he
sometimes.
stands.
But I wish
True.
that Tom Cotton was more like that. Just because
I mean, Tom Cotton will talk to you. If I've seen him in the hallways in D.C. and he's like, "Hey, Val," even he knows that I don't, but. I've been looking at the numbers. I've been looking at his donors. I've been looking at a lot of stuff since I've been helping Micah.
Well,
and Micah, she is not. Everyone's like, oh, she looks like a 12-year-old. That girl is 34 years old and she is smart.
But campaign,
she is smart as a tack, and she's a pastor. She's a
Campaign
youth
is-
pastor.
campaign issues or campaign donations are a weird thing.
She's not taking any donations.
I'm just
We're
saying-
working off her own money.
I'm just saying that the campaign donation issues, like, okay, you get $2 million from Arkansas and $10 million from D.C.
Only
or Virginia,
70
whatever.
people that I counted in Arkansas.
Yeah, and so
70
but
across the state.
It's a weird thing because
It sounds outrageous, but it's true.
because it's. Should we even allow campaign donations at all? Do we make it? It's a crime if you give them more than what, $3,000?
2,000.
Is it
Well, you have to
2,000?
report over
Is it 20?
200,
Right.
and that's what I'm
And
saying.
so-
70 people, over 70 people gave him. 70 individuals over $200 gave him, and it was multiple occasions.
Right. And so
Sometimes it's like $100 every month. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So the thing is,
70
though, that
people, not
that-
like.
that what is this? And we limit various different types of campaign speech and whatever else.
But you know who also
is-
gave him
is it a-
money? The Blackstone Group. Do you know who was responsible for our high housing market? The Blackstone Group. I'm saying these are a lot of the problems that Arkansans are having, where they can't afford a place to live. When I came back here, I had to get an apartment because the housing market is ridiculous.
Housing is
Like you
crazy.
can't even live
I'm
here.
a real estate investor.
Yeah, you're a renter.
I know that.
But
I
you
know
do
this
your
stuff.
own stuff. These property
I own it,
management
yeah.
companies have came in, and there's
Yeah.
a fee.
And so-
There's a fee to pay your rent online, $50 a month. There's a fee for them to manage your utilities, and you're like, "What are you managing? Are you? Oh, we just keep them on until you get them transferred over. $35
So
a
one of
month."
the things
There's-
that
like,
people
it's
people have
crazy.
talked about. Well, we should keep China from buying real estate and whatever else. I agree, but I think
It's
that,
not China though.
No,
It's
the
Blackstone.
giant
It's-
corporations, whatever. I'm actually in favor of blocking corporations from buying property. I think it should only be owned by living, breathing human beings.
But that's not a capitalist idea.
Yes, it is.
I think if you set the regs right,
Non-human
which
beings
a
shouldn't
lot of
own-
the people in the Arkansas Senate though they're not. They are also developers and landlords and things of that nature. So they have set it to where there's no holds barred. And that's the problem. As soon as we get people in there and vote people in there that will change those laws, our housing market will go down.
But should we make it illegal for me to personally buy 500 homes?
No.
No, we shouldn't. But I don't have a problem with telling...
But it should be illegal for you to charge me a fee to pay my rent.
Why?
Because that's crazy.
It may be crazy, but you don't have to rent from me.
Okay, but they just literally said that there's... They just set the rate on what's counties... last year, didn't they? On what counties can charge for Airbnbs. So if you want localized economy, why are you telling counties how much they can charge for Airbnbs?
They shouldn't be allowed to charge anything for Airbnbs. I think they may have
asked for a permit.
I know they shouldn't be allowed to charge for permits either.
Because they're going in people's neighborhoods and living. I've lived in Florida for the last 5 years. It's a menace. It's a menace.
Well, it may be a menace to you, but the thing is, it's property rights.
I get that. You can do whatever you want with your property. But I can too, and I live there, and I shouldn't be having to listen to these people party who are here on vacation and don't live here. And I don't know who they are. There's no criminal background check done on them.
So arrest them.
No, I mean, that's crazy.
No, it's not.
No, that's being absurd.
No, it's not. So the thing is that people should have property rights. They should be able to rent them out to people. And if those people are being disruptive, arrest them. Charge them.
There should be a conflict of interest in Congress, in the state Congress, in the state Senate, if you're making legislation in somewhere that you work. Well, and that was not investigated.
Actually, they do actually reveal those potential conflicts.
Because this person was buying up properties and using them as Airbnbs, and then they voted to cap. You can only charge this much amount for registering the Airbnb. Yes, for permits.
They shouldn't be allowed to have.
Should not be. He introduced the legislation.
The city shouldn't
That's
be allowed.
Crazy.
Shouldn't be alled to require permits anyway.
That's
authoritarianism.
Statewide.
That's authoritarianism.
What do you think, Dave?
Well, I've been on the side of if you're an elected official and you own farming land, you shouldn't be able to vote on farming legislation.
Sure.
That's a conflict of interest. And there was a senator here that did it all the time. Mm-hmm. She's not a senator anymore.
On the federal level. So the thing. So Gary Stubblefield was a farmer. He was actually a dairyman, and he actually promoted legislation to allow raw milk, which potentially was kind of against his own interest because he was, at least at one time, he was a big dairy producer.
So many people wanted it.
Well, people wanted it, and so the thing is, but I don't think he did raw milk.
What is so dangerous about raw milk again?
It's
not pasteurized.
Well, in some places, the government might arrest you if you try to sell it. That's a dangerous thing.
Didn't they used to go and drink it from the cow?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. This is crazy people trying to tell us how to eat.
I don't drink it, but
it is. It's this government just. It's authoritarianism. It's sort of like the government trying to make you get a permit to do something with your house. It's authoritarianism.
Right. I think it's just because of your living around other people that have also rights. And you don't know who's coming in that neighborhood. You could be a child molester. You've got children running a bicycle outside. So anybody can rent those houses for Airbnb.
Right. So do we want to give the government the authority to search everybody that comes in?
That's not what I'm asking for.
So what do you want?
I'm asking for why not let the counties set those rates? Why are you as a state whole saying how much someone can charge when you're not living in that county?
The county shouldn't be allowed to even require.
Okay, well make it that then. But don't say I can only do a certain amount because that's not localization.
Well, I tend to agree, but the problem is that we often have a difficult time getting rid of the bad legislation altogether.
Dave's like, he's just sitting there like.
Right, so the thing is, we do incrementalism, sort of like we don't. And oftentimes you don't ban abortion altogether. You ban as much as you can.
But look at the problem is here.
So with the
do you realize I can go and rent a house by the month on the beach for the same price as somebody over here in the Heights as a 2-bedroom with 1 bath? I can rent a 3-bedroom house in Florida. With 2 baths for the same price. This is no beach. There's no beach in Little Rock.
So don't live here.
It's crazy. It's out of control.
Little Rock's a den of crime.
I'm saying why. It's because we don't have legislation keeping those big corporations out from buying those businesses, those houses, and making them. The better solution
is we need liberty so that builders like myself, so investors like myself, we can build and produce cheap, low-cost rentals, and without the government breathing down our neck. Get them out of my way. I might would build
anything about that.
I know that's
different.
But the problem is that we need options. That way we can lower rent prices. You get the government out of my
I
way.
was going to say this: making an Airbnb is not rent prices, though, and they're making them Airbnbs.
It's a form
that's
of
taking
rent.
away housing.
But that's free markets.
Okay, got to get a break. We got to do that. Let's find out what we got to play to keep the station on the air, and then we'll be back with more of the Paul and Val show when we get back here on the Dave Elswick Show. Back with you, Dave Elswick Show, 101.1 The Answer, and we are broadcasting from our new digs over here in off of Rodney Parham Road.
Did you see the parquet flooring on the floor?
I love the lobby. It's
Wasn't
so
that cool?
nice. It's bougie.
Problem is that I want a basketball because I feel like I'm in Boston. I'm in Boston Gardens. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
He's
anyway.
the Globetrotters as he walks on the door.
What the deal on that? Anyway, we're in our new digs. They're in good shape. They did a great job of setting them up. We still have a few items that need to go up right now. If you've been trying to stream the show, you can't stream video right now because we don't have the cameras up. They're supposed to go up this afternoon, and hopefully you'll be able to see us tomorrow or Wednesday if you've been missing us that bad. And then I'll see you on the radio that time. And then, I think we're more centrally located. I like where we're at here on the west side of town. I know we're on the west side. How can we be centrally located? But I think it's just an easier place to get to.
I think it is going to be. It's going to be easier for me, closer for me, a little further for you.
Yeah, it's a little further.
But it may be faster.
As the crow flies,
it's further. From
the tower to here is about, I'm thinking maybe 3 miles, 4 miles at the most. And it's just that I got to come to the end, basically, of 6:30. Get on 4:30, get off on the first exit on Rodney Parham, go to the left.
Does it even add 30 seconds to your drive?
Not really.
Yeah, it may be just about the same.
I mean, I'm doing 75 as it is, so I'm making good time.
I was taking Cantrell over 3 or 4 miles. From 4:30 over there to University at the old station, and so I think it's going to actually save me 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah, good.
I'm not disclosing my location.
You don't have.
Well, I'm disclosing my location. I'm just saying
not.
I come.
I'm not saying which way I go.
I come up from Faulkner County.
But I don't come the same way to work, nor do I leave work and go the same way. That's something I picked up when I was in the military. You don't let your enemies know which way you're always going to go.
There's always different ways.
So anyway.
That's what cracks me up. Like, I'll be driving in this town, and my son is like, "Where are you going, and why are you going that way?" I was like, "Because I know all the ways."
Yeah, I know all the different ways. So, Val is going to be joining the show as of tomorrow. Well, she did today.
Yeah.
But she's going to join tomorrow as producer of the Dave Elswick Show. And I can kind of turn her loose in getting us some of the guests that I want to get. And she knows this. She knows the numbers, and so she can call people and get people on that we haven't had in a while, and we'll be doing that as we get
nice
closer.
To have the old people back.
Yeah,
as we get, you know what I mean.
I know.
A gang.
The people who understand the show.
Yeah, the people that turned the state red in the first place.
I've had people say to me, "Why don't you talk about more stuff?" Because I don't have enough time to go out and get the stuff that I need
squirreled.
to get. Yeah, that's just the way it is. You keep that in mind.
You're only one person, Dave.
I used to get that question a lot when Rush was still on the air, and I used to say, "You don't think Rush just has one producer, right? He's got 7."
Right, chasing the stories.
Same thing with
so wasn't his syndicated
Hannity.
show one of the only shows in the country that stations paid him for it?
Yeah.
There were a lot of stations they
barter it.
They get advertised.
It's like Hannity. Hannity is on our station. They don't charge us. They play spots, and we give them time to play spots in their breaks, and that's how they make their money.
But Rush Limbaugh was the top radio show in the world, I guess, for a while.
He was number one. He was a top radio show here in the States. I could care less about how he was doing over in England,
but
or whatever. So, and bottom line was, you knew he could deliver, but then there were other things you had to take into consideration. Would you lose advertisers because you carried Rush? because that happens.
Personally, I think Russia's the whole reason we have the spin cycle now, and I really think before Rush, it was actually news, and then it became commentary.
Well,
Rush is part of the problem.
I think I would rather have somebody delivering the news who will tell me their biases.
But here's the thing: they'll tell you your bias, but they don't tell you the rest of the story.
But the news people won't do it now anyway.
But they're not telling you the whole story, and people are
They won't.
buying it like it's gold.
I think that's been true all along. But I would rather have somebody that comes along and tells me I'm biased in this regard. I want this, and this, and here's a news story about.
But
that.
still tell me all the facts.
But nobody's going to tell you all the facts.
Yeah, I do.
Maybe you will. I don't know. But even you're biased.
I don't leave the facts out.
But
I chase the what, the why, the who, the how, and the where.
You'll still pick stories that are interesting to you. Versus,
because that's what makes me a good producer. No.
Well, but that's the thing is that all of us pick stories that are interesting to us.
I pick the ones that set me off.
Right.
Let me tell you.
That make me angry.
Here's the key.
Or laugh.
Let's the host talk about why I do what I do, and that is I want to cover all the stories that I think people want to know about. Mm-hmm. However, it's like John Lott. John Lott knows more about gun laws than any man who is walking in America.
He's a gun
but you want to know
guy.
what? He is the most boring person.
He is. I had him my first show on the Crime Chronicle. Remember?
Yeah.
It was like pulling teeth.
Yeah, he's terrible, man. He was just terrible. So I didn't have John on after a couple of times.
We should get him on though,
because it's like he's like watching paint dry.
So he's a numbers guy. I guess?
He's very intelligent. He's an economist.
It's more than just numbers.
You can ask him questions and he can rattle off the answers.
No, he talks in a monotone, and it's
but
bad.
He's an interesting person. He's very interesting.
He's got good stuff. I mean, I read everything that he writes, but when I read his stuff, it's more exciting than listening to him. I mean, just be honest.
That's why he's a good author.
He needs someone else to be a spokesman.
Let's take a break. It's time for me to get out of here till tomorrow morning, and Val will be with us, but Paul won't. Paul will be back next Monday. Thanks for coming in, Paul. It's always a pleasure. Val, I'll see you early in the morning tomorrow. Ryan Norris from Americans for Prosperity is our main guest tomorrow from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock here on the Dave Elswick Show.